You can easily multiply your favorite gardening plants for completely free without ever needing to plant a single seed. By using specific human-assisted methods, we can take parts of one parent plant and turn them into two brand new, actively growing plants. The overarching scientific term for this process is artificial vegetative propagation. Today, we're going to use two specific techniques: stem cutting and simple layering. Before we start, gather your materials. You'll need a healthy parent plant, something like a rose, a lemon tree, or jasmine. You'll also need clean pruning shears, a prepared pot filled with moist soil, and a small rock or landscape pin. Unlike growing from seeds, these artificial methods bypass the genetic lottery completely. Because we take physical pieces of the original plant, the new growth is guaranteed to be a 100% identical clone. This guide lays out these specific gardening techniques. First, cutting requires detaching a vegetative part from the parent plant. Specifically, for a hardwood cutting, find a mature, woody branch about 1 year old. Snip off a section exactly 20 to 25 centimeters in length. Once you have your branch, strip all the lower leaves off to expose the nodes along the stem. Pay close attention to orientation here. You must remember which end of the stick was closest to the original root system. If you plant a cutting upside down, it will fail. Precise measuring and stripping removes excess foliage so the plant doesn't waste its limited stored energy trying to keep old leaves alive. Instead, it redirects all that power exclusively into forming new roots. Now take that prepared cutting to your pot of moist soil. A common beginner mistake at this stage is planting the cutting too shallowly. Our guide shows exactly how deep to go. The strict rule is that 2/3 of the cutting's total length must be buried beneath the soil line. Check your work visually. You should only see the top 1/3 of the stick protruding above the dirt, exposing just a few nodes or buds. Hardwood rooting is a slow process, so you'll need to be patient. Expect to wait roughly 60 to 70 days for roots to establish. The 2/3 rule is non-negotiable. Burying the majority of the stem protects the wood from drying out in the sun, and it maximizes the surface area touching the moisture required to trigger root growth. Some plants, like jasmine, have long, flexible branches that struggle to root from a fully severed cutting. For these, we use an alternative strategy called simple layering. This diagram shows how we can manipulate a branch directly into the ground without breaking it. Find a low-hanging branch on your parent plant and carefully bend it down to the earth. Be gentle so the wood doesn't snap. Dig a shallow trench and bend the middle section of the branch into it. Cover that section with soil and pin it down securely with your rock or landscape pin. Ensure the very tip of the branch, along with its leaves, stays exposed above the soil to keep gathering sunlight. Do not cut the branch off the main parent plant yet. Look closely at what happens underneath the soil line while the branch is pinned. New roots form directly from the buried bend. Because the branch is never severed, the parent plant continues acting as a life support system. It pumps water and nutrients into the branch, keeping it healthy while it slowly develops its own independent roots. You've successfully set up two parallel propagation tracks, a potted cutting and a buried layer. Over the coming months, once a robust root system forms under the soil, that layered branch can finally be snipped from the parent and transplanted to a new spot. To understand the true value of the work you just did, look at the guide's final takeaway. Human-assisted techniques like these guarantee true-to-type identical plants. Because they are mature clones, they will often flower and fruit much earlier than anything grown from a seed. Mastering artificial vegetative propagation allows you to turn a single healthy plant into a practically limitless free garden. Check the video description below to explore the rest of this cheat sheet and find out which plants to clone next.